Good morning. Welcome to Investigator News, and I'm your host, Ellie. And this is the weather today. And we got some storms brewing into Oklahoma today, and they'll be heading towards me tomorrow. And um, there was some vicious tornadoes that hit up around the mid states, Ohio and Illinois, and caused a lot of damage. So we're hoping for the best for tomorrow that we don't get these kind of storms. Um, got a great show for you today. You seen, things you don't say to the cops, but I got a beluga whale story. I got a chicken story for you guys. Mary asked me about the chickens, so I told her I would bring forth the chickens today. Um, and also, oh, I got another one too. But we have quite a bit. Earthquakes are low today. It looks like they've calmed down a little bit across America and the world. So we'll get right on into it. So here we go with our beautiful weather lady, Miss Davis.
Here's a look at the national forecast, and today we're going to have heavy downpours and the threat of severe weather throughout the plains. So this is going to be another weather sensitive day. Flooding is going to be one of the biggest concerns. Now, Friday, more of the same here. That rain moves to the east, so from the Midwest down to the south, but it's the south where we're going to have that threat of severe weather. And temperatures are going to stay hot. From the southwest to the central plains, this is going to last into the weekend. There's a look at Saturday: Phoenix 115, San Antonio 105 for your expected high. Now, the East Coast is going to see some showers this weekend, and on Sunday, we'll have thunderstorms from Florida all the way up the East Coast to New England.
Boy, look at those 100s. 113 in Phoenix. They're going to be very hot there. And hope the power holds up for them. I'm hearing that lots of power outages this summer. So over the next week, we're going to be seeing double digits across the United States. So hopefully the weather grid will hold up for all of us during this hot season. Uh, Now to get on to our earthquakes. As you could see, well, they just had one in, look, I bet it's Pahala. Um, Change it so you guys could see it a little bit better. Yes, Pahala 2.5, and that's right where that volcano is at. Now there is a cluster, and I went and looked at my magnitudes of ones and twos because I'm still looking for the ones that go up to the East Coast, and it just didn't happen. What it did was it clustered up in Southern California. So if you're feeling a lot of rumbling down there in around LA and Southern California, this is probably why it's very active. In fact, there's three of them. Bodfish, California, 3.2, Pinnacles, California, 2.5, and Salton City, 3.1. And there is probably, I'm going to say, at least six in between ones and twos. So Southern California is shaking this morning. Now, it was really weird a few years back. It was rumbling so bad that the La Brea tar pits, the tar was coming up in the drains in downtown LA. So I hope we don't see that. That's very dangerous. We did have a 5.2 in the Kermadec Islands, um, and that's in New Zealand. The other ones, now look how quiet Alaska is. There's just nothing there after being so active yesterday. But what I see is it went down into the West Coast. Now, there is one up around Langlois, Oregon. That's only a 2.8. And why I bring that out is Oregon don't usually submit any of their earthquakes unless they're pretty big. Then we had one over in Capra Maritima, Italy, and that was a 4.3. Um, this, I don't see any over there in the Middle East. It's quiet there. We did have one down in Chile, Antofagasta. That was a 4.8. So you could see all the earthquakes are down very low. But there is a cluster with Mexico, El Zapata. Then we have one in Nicaragua, and then we had one there in Colombia. And those are pretty close, and they're all fours, ranging between a 4.2 and a 4.5. We have a kind of a stack up over here in Japan, Miyako, Japan. That was a 4.5. So as you can see, they're all fours. And normally when they're fours, they go up. They don't normally go down. Unless you have a big one, then everything kind of, to me, it restarts. And then we start seeing what it's going to do. Does this mean anything? Yes, it does. There's too many earthquakes happening around the world. And we have to keep up on them because we just don't know when we're going to have a very, very big one that we're going to need to send help to. Now, with food shortages globally, especially in Africa, they are being hit the hardest. And as the people evacuate and try to either get to South America or even into Europe, and there's also quite a few coming this way. Um, so that's it for the earthquakes. I would just say, I think everything's going to be good. We'll see what tomorrow foretells. It could rise, and we might even see a 6. Um, Now, I did have a recall for Prairie City Bakery. Recalls peanut butter chocolate chip ooey gooey butter cakes. Ooh, that sounds good. Um, so if you this is through the FDA. So if you have these, folks, throw them out. Don't be eating these. This is one I've seen for now a week, and they keep sending it to me and sending it to me. And normally, when I get recalls, they'll send them once, and that's it. This one, there, it looks like they're very. This is very important, and they do not want people eating these. Um, so this basically, it says today, but they sent it to me today, but they've been sending it to me all week long. So if you got these ooey gooey butter cakes, but get rid of them, dispose of them. So let me get up here. Um, so I want to tell you about it's Chicks for Chickens. This is a foundation that I have been a part of, and it's one of the gentlemen that I talked to out of Kenya, but he's in Kitale. And him and his family has been close to this foundation, in fact, created it, and have been helping these children. And they're in a poor neighborhood. Now, I want to let you know a little bit about Kitale. Kitale is, when they first went there, a lot of their housing is made of garbage. They're that poor. And so they brought in, they got into a school and they got the kids going in the school and seeing how hungry they were. They were feeding them for a while. And then I hope I'm getting the story right because I don't want Jim Cooper upset at me. And so they started the Chicks for the Chicks. And our church, what we did is we put money into little plastic eggs and we gave it, and they made sure the money went to the kids. And they really didn't have no place for chickens, so they ended up doing um, um, a chicken, I don't want to say a coop, it's big. And so they started helping them raise chickens. And eventually I started seeing the school grow to where, then the kids are always so smiley and happy. Um, you never see them upset. Well, let me see if I can give you a close up here. See, there's their uniforms, and eventually they all got uniforms. They all got they were being fed, and then they started gardening, and they started feeding the families. This is, like I said, a very, very poor village, and I've been very concerned about them being able to make it in this time of need in Africa. So, Mary, here you go. I was just talking about your chickens. Um, um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the the chat. And for those that would like to give to this organization, I know they would appreciate it. Um, it's not a very big one, and they, like I said, it's all about the chicks for the children. Um, and they teach the kids how not to just help themselves, but to help others. And it's ending poverty there in Kitale. And like I said, that's where they're at, and they've been able to increase and build a bigger school, and everything they get, they put right back into it. So yeah, so it says, without you, a child in poverty has little hope for a better future. And I really appreciate the Cooper family for everything they've done for this village. Like I said, most of the village housing is made of garbage. They're that poor. So if you'd like to give, just go ahead. So, Mary, there it is. And you could probably take a look. There are videos, and I tried to get a hold of the Coopers this morning, got a hold of their son, and I said, is there copyrights? Because I really would like to show a video. And he didn't know. So what I did is I posted it on Facebook. So those on Facebook probably got a, a gift of looking at what I'm talking about and the Chicks for Children. So, um, but so it's a good cause. So if you want to help the people in Africa, here's a village that really does need your help. Um, all right, I'm onward to um, the most adorable. It says most adorable. Um, and first off, it's I got to scroll back up. It's his name is Vladimir of all things, Vladimir, and he's a beluga whale. And he rocketed to fame when South American researchers found that he could play catch. And as reported, the whale was discovered off the coast of Norway and acquired. Um, he seemed to have acquired human skills that were very interesting to the people that seen him. And when he was found, um, Vladimir was wearing a GoPro camera on a harness imprinted with property of St. Petersburg, causing people to surmise he was trained by Russia as part of an underwater spy group. And it's not that strange of an idea. Actually, CIA has tried using cats and dogs, rats. Um, so the researchers are now trying to find a well pod for him to live out his retirement. So all it is he's just a very fun loving beluga whale that plays fetch. And they did hook up a GoPro so they could show everybody that he does catch. So uh, the other one is Arnold the Octopus. And I was thinking Squiddly Diddly thing. Anybody watch Diddly in the 70s? Well, see, Arnold the Octopus has a barrel, and he's at one of them big aquariums, and they say he's got a temperament. You can't take things away from him, or he throws fits in the aquarium. And then one day the caretakers decide to give him some new toys. He'd been playing with the same old ones in his barrel for a very long time. And give him a little bit of fun and in his box to play with. And so what did Arnold do? Well, for starters, he broke off the bottom of the filter device in his aquarium. And then when they went in to try to get it, he wrestled it away from the researchers, who then retrieved it, and then he snuck off to his barrel. Well, as they were going to get whatever they needed to repair this filter, they come back and the whole filter's gone. Not only did he have the filter, but he barricaded himself with the filter and his new toys and tiles, they say. And he was not going to come out. He was not going to let them into the barrel, which basically concluded that Arnold needed a new filter. He eventually let go of it, they say, a few days later, after he had fun with it. And they said he drug it around the aquarium, but when they did try to retrieve it, he wouldn't let them have it. He would drag it back into his barrel, and he would block the barrel for them getting the filter. So the new filter's up, and I got an update on him, and if you touch the filter, he gets mad and he tears the whole filter off once again. They say he's growing big, and he controls the filter in the aquarium for the other fish. So there is Arnold the octopus that throws fits of all things. So um, how's Mary today? I did have cookies over here, and I was going to show you guys. They're patriotic sugar cookies. They're red, white, and blue, but I ate them. Now Susan probably get a kick out of that. I had them sitting there, and they look good. So I wasn't even paying attention. Next thing I was, and there they. I'll have to get them for the news show to show you guys. But yeah, I ate the cookies I was going to show you guys. I just love them sugar cookies at Walmart. They're frosted, and oh boy. So I was gonna just enjoy my cookies later after the show, but then I wasn't paying attention, and there they went, and they're gone. Yep, I got to go get more. I got a great big package of them though. Ugh. I don't dare bring them in here. I'll eat them all, and I'm on a diet. I got to lose some weight before I have some surgery at the end of the month. So the keeper of the filter. Oh yeah, Arnold. Yeah, what a name. They should have called him Squidly Diddly, I think. Well, I don't know how. Arnold reminds me of the pig off Green Acres. Um, have you ate those, Mary? Have you tried those sugar cookies at Walmart? Oh, they're bad, bad. If, don't. I mean, if you don't want them, I'll eat them. They're bad. They're bad cookies. Yeah. So anyway, boy, today's show's going by quick. Um, so today's funnies is things you don't say to a cop when you're pulled over, and these are actual what people have said. I think half of them were drunk. I wouldn't say this stuff to the cops. Um, um, so so the first one was a gentleman was pulled over, and his name was Kagan, and he said he'd been at a party with Keg, and he said I only had one officer, one keg. Oh, you don't say one keg to the officers. That's going to get you walking the line. Okay, the other one you don't say is back off, Barney. I got a piece. Ooh, yeah, you don't say that either. The other one is want to race to the station, Sparky. Boy, Mary, these people are brave. Like I said, these people got to have had one too many to say some of the stuff. Okay, I know I was weaving, but I can't find the honeycomb hideout. What's a honeycomb hideout? I have no clue what a honeycomb hideout is. It I don't know. Maybe William knows. William might know about this one. Okay. Sorry, officer, I was on the way to the station, but let's get a 12 pack on the way. Oh boy, yeah. Um, how about you'll never get those cuffs on me, you sissy? Oh, and they wonder why people end up hogtied in the back of the police car. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay, come on, write me another damn ticket. The bar's closed in 20 minutes. Oh yeah. Oh, this one isn't good. This one definitely gets you hogtied in the back with those Ziplocs. Is hey, wasn't your daughter a pork queen? Oh, okay. Uh, yeah, see, I thought the honeycomb, but I can't find the honeycomb hideout. Huh. I don't know. I'm still wondering what the honeycomb hideout is. Maybe we'll get someone to write it down in the comments for us. I have no clue. All right, here's the other one. How long's this going to take? Your wife is expecting me. Oh, goodness, goodness. I have a lot of police officers in my family, and I had to send this to them. I'm surprised you stopped me. Dunkin' Donuts has a 3-for-1 special. Don't mention donuts to the cops. I don't think they appreciate it. Some do, but a lot of them don't. Um, okay, sorry, officer. I didn't realize my radar detector wasn't plugged in. Oh boy. Um, yeah, you can see my license and registration, officer, but could you hold my beer for a moment? Oh boy. Oh boy. Uh, okay, you must have been doing about 125 miles an hour to keep up with me. Good job, cop. Okay. Um, let's see. Excuse me. Is this a stick up? Oh, I don't know if you. Yeah. And they wonder how come cops make you walk the line. And, I can't walk a straight line. My MS is so bad. I will weave and everything. No touching my nose. Hey, but I could say my ABCs really well. But they don't want you to sing your ABCs. You know that? Cops say, no, you got to say them. And I'm like, oh, well, I can sing pretty good. But I don't usually get pulled over. I've never had a speeding ticket. I've never ever had a ticket from a police officer. Uh, I'm good at talking my way out, but I sure don't tell them that to hold my beer. I hide the beer under the seat. No, I'm teasing. All right. Uh, I was going to be a cop, but I decided to finish high school instead. Oh, oh boy, here's the one where you don't talk about donuts. So, all right, this one is bad cop. No donuts for you. Okay, I hope he had a dozen donuts sitting in that seat. All right, you're not gonna check the trunk, are you? Boy, ah, that guy must have had something in his trunk. All right, so these are real. These are real lines that's actually um, uh, have been said to cops. These are known phrases. All right. Okay, let's do it different this time. I will give you the breathalyzer test. Now stick this in your mouth and blow. Oh, okay. That's not a good one. Didn't I see you get your butt kicked on cops last week? Oh, well, that's a good one. Uh, 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 well, but Judith, good morning, Judith. This is actual lines. I usually do some funny stuff. I did some animals already. And now these are lines that were actually used. And the cops have basically handed them over for a list of funnies of what not to say to cops. This is what the list is. So, so you on the take, huh? Or what? Or are you taking? Oh, okay. Gee, officer, that's terrific. The police officer yesterday only gave me a warning. Ah, okay. Do you know why you pulled me over? Well, good. At least one of us does. Oh boy. Um, so you're a little crabby, and you're still a little crabby because your mama didn't let you play with a gun when you were little. Okay. Um, Hey, is that a 9 millimeter? No, wait a minute. That's nothing compared to this. I got a 44 Magnum. Boy, that'll get you yanked out of the car. You're supposed to tell them if you got weapons. It's the best thing to do with police officers, folks. Even if you're a concealed carry, which most of my family is. Um, when they pull you over, you say, I got a gun in the car, and I'm concealed carry, and or you got it for hunting, whatever it is, you tell them. You don't tempt the cops saying that's nothing compared to his 44 Magnum. Oh my goodness. When you smack the crap out of me, make sure you smile for the video camcorder. uh I like the one about the cops, being on cops. Uh, weren't you on cops yesterday? All right. Is it true that people become policemen because they're too dumb to work at McDonald's? Oh, I can't believe people actually say this stuff to cops. That's just really asking for it. Oh my gosh, this is a good one, Mary. Okay, Mary, hold on to your coffee. Aren't you one of the village people? Oh, I wonder if he did the whole YMCA. Oh boy. No, don't ask the cops if they're one of the village people. Oh, and the last one. Hey, officer, you want to see a trick? Look at your wife. Oh, burn. Oh, uh, no, you do not ask the cops about the village people. And so, if you guys know what the honeycomb hideout is, where's William? I guess I just don't know. But if you guys know what that is, put it down in the comments for me. Because I kind of like to take a look and see what that is. So, anyway, on today's news show, um, Mary knows about this. I got some paperwork this week, and it's very important that you guys hear it. Um, oh boy, I don't even know where to start. Um, I've been doing a lot of investigating into the boys on the track for Linda Ives, and she passed away about a year ago. And I promised her I would keep the story alive, and I planned on doing it because it's getting close to August. So around August, I always do Boys on the Track. This year's a little different because I got paperwork that exposes way more than I ever thought. Exposes a lot of our government for the cover up. And I knew it was into our federal government, into the CIA, FBI, politicians, um, world leaders. Um, it's a big exposure of our government and our politicians that are still in office. And so I'm going to start a little bit on that this morning. I'm going to do news and then I'll start on it. But folks, it's very important you watch. I mean, some people haven't really watched my boys on the track, but this is very important this year. And not only exposing Hillary Clinton for what her and Bill did to the boys in protecting the people that actually killed them, but it was ordered by the Clintons. So this is very important, and it's going to take a very long time to tell you everything. Um, but I do have all the documents. I got all the evidence, which I haven't had before. So I'm trying to load them up as quick as I can into my computer. I won't have pictures today, but tomorrow I'll have pictures that you can actually see these people and who's responsible. But it tends to go to corruption that went way back. And I have come to the conclusion that the reason they were handing notes at Bush Sr.'s funeral was over this. They have a lot to hide. Um, and they don't want this to come out. And everybody that has brought this out is dead. There's not very many witnesses left. And as you guys have heard, there's already been someone that's been kind of tied to all of this that was killed. He was shot with a shotgun and also hung himself. Arkancide is what we call that. And it was this week. So it's very scary for all of us in Arkansas that know anything about the boys. And they have something to hide. And I got the info. So, with that, Judith says, I wanted to be an officer when I was in high school, but being deaf in one ear changed that from you. Did it? Um, there's so many different aspects, Judith. You could have been. You don't necessarily have to be patrol. You can be a police officer, and there's many fields. Any kid that's looking into it, you don't have to do the patrol thing. With having family members that are police officers. No, they're not corrupt. I've heard that one this week too. I had someone accused just because they're police officers, my nephews and brother-in-law and the rest of them. I got nieces, nephews, a brother-in-law. Um, oh my goodness, it's big. We're just, I guess, a family of cops. Made it hard for me to run a red light. Maybe that's why I never got a ticket. I was too scared. My own sister Beth was a police officer for a while. She was corrections for a long time. In fact, I believe one of the it wasn't in the men's part, but it was the women's. But it was part of the system that they had um, Charles Manson in for a while. He was up around Vacaville, and then they move him around, or they moved him around for a long time, all over the California. I think he was down Chowchilla for a long time. That's one of the bigger ones. So with that, folks, 30 minutes, and I'll do some news, and I'm going to get going on the boys. It's going to be just a brief intro this morning, but I am warning. There's some very shocking revelations that I'm going to have to bring out this morning of what happened with the boys. And I'm going to get it going, and then tomorrow will be the big day. I'm going to start unloading a lot of stuff that you guys probably didn't know about our politicians, as well as what we were looking into here in Arkansas. And it was one of the biggest cases here. And why? Because it included not only Bill and Hillary Clinton, but probably about a dozen politicians. Most of them are still in office, but also the FBI, CIA, the Department of Justice. It goes on. It includes the cartel and a lot of the leaders of the cartel, even all the way to Iran. This is huge. This is a huge expose on all of them for what they have done wrong. So with that, um, let's see. Mary said, I used to see a sheriff and you loved him very much, but he left for a career that you can't have a family. Oh, that's sad. Well, he should have stayed as a cop. But then again, a lot of cops, detectives, when they get in serious, like the detectives on this case, you have to run for your life. That's what one of them did, Jean Duffy. It was on this. She actually had to leave her family and flee to another state due to they wanted to shut her up. Anybody that talks about this case, they want silenced. But you know what? There's no statute of limitations on murder. And that's the one thing Clinton's never counted on and we were told we would be the last. And, when Sussman fell through the cracks this week with Durham, and I started getting information, I just knew it was our turn. Now it's our turn. It's Arkansas's turn to let the world know what all of them in Washington did to us and to my dear friend Linda Ives. So with that, folks, I will see you guys in about 30 minutes. And thanks for watching. Subscribe. I know y'all just love this morning show. And, I think next time I get a aquarium, I'm going to get one of them little baby octopuses and name it Arnold and keep them away from the filter. So if you missed it, back up and watch the show. And so, of course, subscribe and hit the like button. And leave the honeycomb hideout down in the comments. And over there in Facebook, hit follow and the like button, and so you can keep track of the show. Hit the bell, hit the bell. So we will see you all in less than 30 minutes, and I got some great news this morning. So with that, we'll see you all in 30 minutes. Bye bye.